Tengo noticias para ti. I never thought that I would be using what I learned in Spanish class for a fling. I'm cringing saying that. It's happening. I can feel myself becoming part of the system. Basically, my weekend is tomorrow, even though tomorrow is Monday. So much happened this week. Basically, I ended up in this flirty situation, fling type thing, with this guy from Puerto Rico. And might I mention, he speaks very little English. And so it's been a very interesting dynamic, the two of us both trying to speak in our not native language. This week has felt like a blur. I mean, really, this week has felt like an entire month. Look, I know what you're thinking, okay? I'm doing this in the bathroom because my roommate is fast asleep and she had like a shift like really early this morning, like 8 a.m. or something. And I feel bad because like today was totally opposite between me and her because she had to get there super early. I think I'm still gonna stick with maybe extending because, you know, I think when I first got here, I thought, oh, I'll have these intentions of extending, but then once I actually get in the program, I'm not gonna like it. I'm gonna get so tired of the work that I'm gonna wanna just go with August 1st like I planned. But then the longer I've been here, it's been actually the opposite. I've actually found that, no, I don't see myself going back at this point for the fall. Like, I think staying here has already been amazing. And I say that because literally in the past 2 days, I've made so many more friends. And I mean like genuine friends, not just random people I'm meeting and forgetting their names. Like, no, these are people I'm working with, I'm like trauma bonding with. And I think the best thing about closing is that it's really just college students, and so like that's been such a blast. And what's also great is that I really feel like I kind of found a mentor at work. Like, I did not expect that whatsoever. He's actually a previous teacher. He taught in the school systems for quite a while. He calls this his midlife crisis because he also got really tired of teaching in the public school system. One thing I also love about being here is that because there's the international program here, it means that we're constantly being around other cultures. Like, I can't even tell you the amount of languages I've already heard just being on the buses. Like, obviously Spanish, Japanese, French, German. I mean, I can go down a whole list. Like, it's insane the amount of different cultures that cross here at this intersection at Disney. At work, one of my coworkers is from Japan. He's an international student, and I think another one's from South Africa. Like, there's all these different students from everywhere. I didn't even think that I would have such a friend, like a community of friends at work. Like, that's been the most surprising thing the past 2 days. And I really think that's what's kept me wanting to come back every day. Like, the work itself, yeah, it can get really boring, but the people are so great. Commence the montage of things I've learned about myself and life thus far. My sweet mates are cleaning behind the couch now because I guess they wanted to move the couch to get a better view of the TV. And I kid you not, there's been like 2 rounds of like constant screaming now, and I think they found worms, dead cockroaches. Well, not fully dead. I think that's why hence the screaming. Today I ended up going to the Bible study that this ministry that I've been trying to get involved in here called CREW, which is basically a abbreviation for Campus Crusade for Christ, I think. Today was their like International Day of Prayer, and so it was super cool because we are at Walt Disney World and we have Epcot, where literally there's like, you know, several different countries there, the world, so to speak. We actually got to pray around the world. It was like a prayer walk that we did around the world. Super cool to have that focus and that intent going into a Disney park. Like, how often does someone, that's what they're saying, like, how often does someone go into a Disney park with the intention of just doing a prayer walk? It's really cool to be able to meet all the different leaders. And also, I honestly considered whether, you know, that's a leadership position that I might be interested in doing, or if that's something that God's calling me to hear. And then I had, again, my last Zoom call for school. My semester is officially over. I'm officially done with my junior year of college. I only have 3 more semesters to graduate. So that's why I'm thinking I'm probably going to extend into the fall, be here until January, take a gap semester. My suite mate was here, and so we had a really good time. We went out shopping, went to TJ Maxx. They had an embroidery set, they had just random stuff. They had a boba set, and so like just to make different boba teas. So I bought all of that, and now I'm really looking forward to like I also bought a paint set, so I'm gonna be painting a mural in the living room. I also started writing a bit more this week. Like, it's already been so productive. Okay, so today was a long day, and I have some beans to spill. I had my hour break because I worked 9 hours, so I was just gonna eat, you know, do my thing in the cafeteria during my break, just kind of
be myself, you know, read some whatever, chill. But then
I got invited over to sit with some of my workplace, some of my coworkers, and they're all really fun. I just think I'm really gonna bond with them because apparently they do hang out outside of work. Also, it just made the rest of the day a lot more fun because I actually was starting, like, felt like I was actually going to build a friendship with these people, and so seeing them in the workplace made it more fun because it's like, oh, we're actually like friends now, you know? I felt like I could actually tell them things. I mean, I really did, because something happened, something crazy. I was Jordan today because I forgot my name tag, and they do this thing at Disney where you have to have a name tag. It's Disney code, it's Disney policy, it's Disney look. So if you don't have a name tag, you have to go to cast services, and they'll give you they'll loan out a little replacement name tag, but it's never your own name. And so everyone's calling you a different name for the day, all the guests, and they think that they're, you know, like being super sweet saying your actual name. It's like, no, you're just saying my replacement name. Anyway, so I'm gonna be Kaylyn tomorrow, you know, but of course it made it more confusing because for people, I'm still new, and so for people who don't know my name, we're like probably like, oh geez, now it's even more confusing. I know, that's how I felt, you know, when I was still on training. I'm like, is that their actual name, or do they have a replacement name tag? Anyway, all that to say that there's this guy that works at the Subway in the cafeteria, and at first, you know, I don't know, I was feeling really good that day. I had great energy. For some reason, I was feeling really good. And so I just had a little more chatty conversation with him. I was just kind of, maybe not teasing him, but I was just giving him more attention than usual. And like, I just commented on his necklace because he was wearing a little cross necklace, and I thought that was sweet. Flirting with him probably a little bit. And so after that, I could tell, like, you know, that was just going to be some kind of workplace little fun thing that we do, you know, where I just give him a little attention. But today, I finally went to Subway again for the first time in like a week, and sure enough, he was there. I was in line. He didn't even recognize me at first. Coworker, who was one of the ones that trained us, was right there, and she speaks Spanish. Actually, that's his native language. He's from Puerto Rico. So anytime we had conversation, it was very broken English. We did this thing when we went to Wales, where like basically emphasizing the fact that speaking in someone's native language is so important in terms of witnessing and ministering to other people, because it gives them the control. In some ways, because you're the one that has less power, so to speak, in a situation, because you're not in your native language, so you can't express yourself to the fullest extent. That's a side note. All of a sudden, I heard him say my name in the conversation. She looked at me and she was like, he's talking about you. And I was like, and so then he looks directly up at me. He was like, and he kind of blushed. And told me later that apparently he had been asking around about me ever since like last week when I gave him that little conversation, that little attention, I guess. Literally right then and there, with my trainer in front of me, was asking her, do you know this girl named Kaylyn? And she was like, yeah, she's right here. He got really quiet, and I thought, oh no, did I do something wrong? He took quite a long time writing down on my label what meats I had on my sandwich. I don't even notice until I get to checking out, and I turn over the sandwich to show the cashier what meats I got, and his number is right there. I kid you not. Wild day. We're basically a month into the program, and to think that if I hadn't decided to extend, this would already be a fourth through what my program would have been. This was kind of just the adjustment period, because next week I noticed that pretty much all my shifts are consistent 6 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours. But this week I had a 9-hour shift and a 10.5-hour shift. Anyway, that's basically everything that happened this week in a nutshell. And I'm sure it's just gonna get more wild. Stay tuned. Wow, that's impressive. Look at